Green Cooling scores with the 13 Pro-Am Community Rugby League Show.
Yes, a very good afternoon, folks. Hope you're ready for some live Challenge Cup action. It's a very dull afternoon here at Boardmans Lane, but nevertheless we've got some atmosphere that's starting to build as Blackbrook prepare to take on Ince Bridge in this second round tie. I'm Steve Beech, and of course alongside me is what I would say is the voice of Rugby League, is Dave Parkinson. Afternoon, Parky.
You know, that's way too kind, that. The voice of Rugby League? Maybe the voice of Community Rugby League. I'll take that one.
Well, it's a starter for 10, isn't it? Starter for 10.
I tell you what, you're right. It's a right dull day. Had this game been played yesterday, it would have been played in gorgeous sunshine. But we have got another storm on the way, haven't we?
By the looks of things, the clouds are gathering, as they say. This time yesterday, I was stood there doing a bit of work in the garden, and I said, "Do you know what? I hope it's like this tomorrow. It'll be great." To which my wife got the phone out, had a look at the BBC weather, and said, "Oh, it'll be raining from 12 o'clock." I said, "Thanks, love. Thanks, love." Got to say though, Gremlins played a little bit of a part as getting on bang on time, but nevertheless, as they say in good IT fashion, if you can't get it working, switch it off, switch it back on.
And that seems to work, to be honest.
People laugh at that,
Strangely enough, it doesn't always happen from a rugby league point of view, though, because it's very rare that a team can switch off and then switch back on again.
That's quite right.
But here we are, it's round 2 of the BetFred Challenge Cup. Now, both of these sides made this stage of the competition thanks to wins. So from a Blackbrook point of view, they had to travel down to South Wales to play against Aberavon. Fighting Irish, and they beat them by 32 points to 16. A late flurry of points there which secured the victory, and then for Ince Bridge it was a more comfortable victory, it would be fair to say, against the Longhorns, which are 5 times Irish champions. But we've got a Wigan and a St Helens derby.
That's strange. Both teams beat an Irish team in the previous round.
Well, one of them was
they were fighting with the Irish.
Well, yeah. One of them was Welsh, I think that we're in for a really good encounter today, Steve. And when you look at it, it's pretty good as well, because both of these sides haven't played each other for a couple of years, and that was a friendly before the start of the season last time. Yeah,
and the thing, of course, these sides coming from different leagues, one coming from the NCL, the other coming from the Northwest Men's League, but Blackbrook certainly have both teams have a long, deep history, but Blackbrook, have produced a lot of players and are really well renowned in St Helens, aren't they?
Yeah, they certainly are. Now, just before you bring you the sides, it would be remiss of us not to mention what's already happened in the Challenge Cup. Right, yeah. So yesterday, the matches that took place saw Dewsbury Rams get over Dewsbury Moor in a local derby by 50 points to 6. West Hull beat Hunslet by 24 points to 18. That's Hunslet ARLFC. I've said before, I've said it again, you wouldn't be surprised if that wasn't a National Conference League Premier Division Grand Final come the end of the season.
We see every year when we do the NCL sort of preview, we always look at those teams, and those two teams are always say exactly the same as what you've just said.
Loch Lane went down to the Hunslet professional side by 50 points to 10, and meanwhile Waterhead, they scored 10 points of their own at Featherstone Rovers. We'll have a bit more of a chat about this one at half time, I feel, but Featherstone Rovers did end up winning by 88 points to 10. West's Warriors got the better of the British Army by 36 points to 18, while Whitehaven beat Swinton. York Acorn had to come from behind to down the Alton Raiders by 22 points to 2, and Goole Vikings got their very first victory as a semi-professional side, defeating London Broncos.
Yeah, I was watching the highlights of that, Parky. Obviously from the Goole point of view, I was interested. I noticed the number 4 called Mims, and I texted you, I said, Thomas Mims hasn't signed for Goole Vikings. Sure enough, there he was, going over in the left hand corner as per seasons he's been doing for East Leeds over the last, about 18 months or so.
Definitely, yeah, and he's a real gain for Goole, and a loss for East Leeds by the same token. Today's fixtures see Oldham against Rochdale Mayfield, Cornwall against North Wales Crusaders, Royal Navy taking on Workington Town. Of course, we've got this big game in front of us, Blackbrook against Ince Bridge, Midlands Hurricanes are up against Siddle, Barrow host Crossfields, Bradford home to Doncaster. Thatto Heath travel over to Halifax. Batley Bulldogs are away at Newcastle Thunder. Rochdale Hornets host Widnes Vikings. Sheffield Eagles host West Bowling. And there's one game next weekend involving Keighley Cougars and the York Knights. So plenty to look forward to in the Challenge Cup. Let's get back onto this game, shall we? And maybe run through the sides for the first time. Steve, you've got the Blackbrook side.
Yeah, the Blackbrook side, we've got at fullback Josh Langley, down the wingers Keenan Parr and Jamie Johnson, centres Joshua Davis and Jordan McManus. Down as halves we've got Mike Wynn and Dan Moss. Bringing up the pack, we've got James Worley, Paul Nash in at number 9, Luke Marsh at proper 10, Joshua Wilson at 11 and Reece Jackson at 12, with Scott Davidson locking the scrum at 13. Subs are Aaron Highland, Cameron Tunstall, Joe Woods and Lewis Martin. And
for Ince Rosebridge, they line up with Mason Fillingham at fullback. It's Gareth Jones and Callum Hughes, who were in 2 and 5 respectively. In the centres it's Jamie Malone and Kieran Murphy. Half-back pairing is Peter Valentine and Reece Bushell. In the front row it's Reece Cunningham, who played all but one game last season in the National Conference League. Robbie Valentine wears 9, continues to wear the 9 jumper, and it's Boyd Wilson on the other side of the scrum. The back row is Callum Rogers, Casey Shaw and Kyle Malone, and then a substitute bench that features Craig Samby, Keegan Boyd, Paul Farnworth and Jack Morrison. For head coach Darren Blakely, and we spoke to Paul Gartland, who's the head coach of Blackbrook in the week, didn't we? And he was saying that he was looking forward to this game.
Yeah, it's and for them, I suppose I was talking to some of the other coaching staff while we were waiting as well. I was saying it's a very good benchmark for their lads as well, coming up against an NCL side who was always in the thick of things, as it were, and to see how the lads go. A lot of returning players, as he was saying in midweek as well, which is going to be interesting to see how this team has changed over the last
definitely.
few months.
You know, from my social media updates last year that I was covering North Wales quite a lot. I thought I was going to get a Welsh passport at one point. I was over into Colwyn Bay quite often during the course of the season, and they've got 2 players that last year did play for the North Wales Crusaders, have Blackbrook, in Paul Nash, who plays 9 today, and Dan Moss. Josh Langley as well, he will be buoyed by the experience that he gained out in Serbia for the England Community Lions, where he was a European Championship winner. Both sides coming out onto the field. We hope that you are able to hear us, because it's a right blustery old day. We've got a prevailing wind which is already buffeting against us.
And you know what, Parky, this wind's going to make this game interesting, because you know what it's like. A wind can level a competition, and it's our team uses it to their advantage.
Yeah, definitely, and it's coming from behind us, this breeze as well, blowing across towards those people who will be familiar at Blackbrook. We're on the clubhouse side, and there's a school over to our left hand side, so it's blowing sort of across the field that way, isn't it?
It certainly is. It's a bit on the strong side as well, but we'll see how it goes.
So both sides being presented to us. And I think it's Carl Hughes who's the referee, actually, rather than Mr. Clayton that we were given. I half recognise him. So we're just moments away from the start of the game. The pose for the picture, both teams lining up with each other. Another great sign for us, and certainly for rugby league here in the St Helens area, because they had a guard of honour with a load of young players, really young players. And when we arrived, to be honest, the place was buzzing, wasn't it, with young kids training.
And for years Blackbrook have always concentrated on the youngsters, and the old majors suffered it to a certain extent.
So we're on the brisk of the start of this game. Referee just counting the numbers, making sure everybody's on the field that should be on the field, making sure that a kicking tee has reached Robbie Valentine to get us underway. And it's going to be Valentine who will kick us off. Launches the ball downfield. Beech once up into the arms, and Blackbrook have it. Now it's a run back into contact by James Worley. James Worley with that first carry up to the 20-metre line. Paul Nash in behind him at dummy half. Has got Scott Davidson just out to his left and uses him. Davidson, neat little hands. But again, that defence is good.
Good defence, yeah.
Really quick line speed from Ince Bridge. Moving up quickly there was Peter Valentine. They come down this right-hand side just temporarily, and the tackle is made on Reece Jackson. Jackson clambers to his feet, plays the ball. He's out on the left-hand side. Brought back to the middle though, and it's a really, really good run over that 30-metre line as far as Blackbrook are concerned. Nash once again doing dummy half duties. Pops it to the left, back over the shoulder, looking for the run in here of Luke Marsh. Luke Marsh is all tackled by 3 players into that stop. They've run through the set of 6. It's the last tackle for Blackbrook. Ball played towards the middle. Kick forward now by Dan Moss. And it swirls about and it lands in the arm of the massive winger Callum Hughes. And the last time that we did one of these commentaries, Steve, he scored a hat-trick.
That's right, kept on mentioning him because obviously he does stand out because of his height.
Yeah, he's about 6'4", isn't he? He towers above so many more of these players. So Mason Fillingham with that latest carry for Ince Bridge. Ball played off to the right-hand side. Soft hands for Kieran Murphy. Can't make much of an impression on the defence. It was a great tackle coming in from Dan Moss, but the running forward once again here at Ince Bridge, this time closing in on the 30-metre line. Ball to be played and sent to the right side. Big carry coming in there from Kyle Malone. Malone carries it to the 20-metre line. Last tackle signal. It's a scrappy play of the ball. Valentine goes to the right, then comes back to the left, kicks it towards centre field. It's a good, confident take from Mike Wynn, that. And Wynn, he's one of these players. He's in everything for this club, isn't he?
Yeah, very much so. And he's taking it well, though, because we mentioned about the wind being quite bad there.
That is Josh Davis bringing the ball out to this right side. Gets upended in the challenge from Gareth Jones. And Blackbrook back in possession, but finding the going tough. The ball's gone loose. The referee has decided there's hands in, and to be fair, you can't disagree with him.
No, that's all.
So that's the first penalty of the game. It comes after how many minutes, Steve?
It comes after 2.5 minutes, Parker.
So 2.5 minutes on the clock. Oh, that is a fine touch. And I tell you what, that is evidence of this breeze. So Ince Bridge keeping the ball alive neatly, running it into the middle of the field. Now is Casey Shaw. It went through the hands of Gareth Jones and also the centre Jamie Malone on this left-hand side of the field. Now it's Reece Cunningham picking up the metres in midfield, 15 metres out from the line. Robbie Valentine at dummy half, wide pass right, back ball behind, then his intricate play out amongst the back line now, lovely hands, and it's great pass out to that side, and it's going to be the first try of the game for Callum Hughes. Mason Fillingham involved, so too was Reece Bushell. It was a really, really intricate piece of play, that. So Callum Hughes scores the first try of the game, and it comes a really early part of the game, just about 3.5 minutes.
3.5 minutes, yeah. Got to say, I mean, obviously the big thing though was the ball not reaching touch, and it was understandable because that wind just started to get up there, held it up. Once it got the ball, they moved it across there through slick hands into that far corner, and users got in.
I wonder how many times now, if there's a penalty that's given in this game, will players just elect to tap it and go? Because I don't think you can really take a chance with this breeze, can you? I mean, it is really strong. It's at our backs, but it's going kind of diagonally across the field as well, isn't it? So he was trying to kick into the teeth of it.
Yeah, no, what that will sell now is if Ince Bridge get a penalty down the door half, they should be kicking to the other touchline. They should
definitely
get really good meters on it. But good movements, putting it through hands, and
So it's Robbie Valentine with the first kick of the game. It was successful with 9 conversions last week against Longhorns. Scored a personal tally of 22 points in that game, by the way. Now he steps in, sends it goalward. Oh, is it good enough? No, it isn't. It's drifting away.
And again, that's the other thing. It's going to play out with kicks from that side, and to be fair, from either side, because it's just getting that direction correct, isn't it, mate?
So the scoreline is 4-0 in favour of our visitors. And a confident start that for Ince Rosebridge.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, though, all came courtesy of Blackbrook not finding touch from the kick.
Yeah.
I guess that's something that the higher that you go in the National Conference League levels, though, mistakes like that get punished. And generally, the higher you go in rugby league, if you make mistakes, you get punished, don't they? Sides are too good. So, Blackbrook on the halfway line. Dan Moss to get us underway again. Punches the ball deep into the Ince Rosebridge half. He's played off the feet of Hughes, the scorer. He powers his way back into contact. Just about clears that 20-metre line. Valentine moves the ball directly to his left from dummy half. Ince Rosebridge working their way out steadily from their own end. Getting through another challenge, going down that right side. I thought he flicked the ball out then. It was really good play from Callum Rogers. Mason Fillingham was doing the support run. He dived out of dummy half. Good play from Valentine to reach almost to halfway line. Now it's moved infield again. Big run coming in from Boyd Wilson. Wilson held up by 3 in the stop. Referee keeping a clear 10 metres between the sides. Big carry from Rhys Cunningham once more. As I said, a real stalwart player for Ince Rosebridge last season. And probably one of those guys that doesn't get written about him what he should do, really, with the amount that he puts in. Ince Rosebridge making the play. 2 plays off the ruck. Valentine awaits dummy half duties. Pops it to his left-hand side to Rhys Bushell. Bushell slides the kick in. Langley had a bit of work to do, managed to pick it up. Now he ducked back towards the centre of the field, but doesn't get very far there, Steve.
He doesn't, no, but just keeping away from that touchline, though, bringing his the rest of his team into play down the centre of the pitch.
Keenan Parr, one of the goal kickers here at Blackbrook, takes the next carry, virtually across the field though, rather than forwards. And again, they're finding the going tough as Jamie Johnson is upended there. Tough defence in the middle of the field from Ince Rosebridge, and they're putting the numbers in, but Blackbrook keeping the ball alive. Still inside their own 20 though. Big charge from Nash to get over that 20-metre line. He'll play it fairly quickly, and Davidson follows up. All the experience in the world, Davidson. You know, he played in the recent Rugby Union Sevens that the Bulldogs played in Dubai just before Christmas. Really enjoyed that experience. Here comes Ince Rosebridge on the kick return. Just put down on the halfway line is Fillingham. Ball comes into the middle. It's a solid hit up that by Gareth Jones. Wasn't really going anywhere thanks to the ferocity of the challenge from Rhys Jackson. But Ince Rosebridge keeping the ball alive. Little duck forward. In support there from Jamie Malone. The offload headed his way. I'm not sure how much he knew about it, but he tried to make the best of it. Once again, this is Cunningham. Good yards from him. Good 12 gathered, and he's won a penalty for his side as well.
Be interesting to see what they do here, Parky, with the left to just tap, or whether to go for the goal or in for touch.
There was definitely hands in there. And like you say, it's a bit of a decision here. I think I'd just be wanting to tap and go.
And I think that's exactly what they're going to do.
So Valentine's been around the game long enough. He's not going to risk it. Pops the ball up from the tap to Boyd Wilson. Wilson to the edge of the 20-metre line. Robbie Valentine again at dummy half. Does a little drop-off play, and it's big step in from Casey Shaw. Did really well there. Had to put the brakes on as well because he ended up behind one of his own players. Could have been a crossing movement. Well, that's well picked up. Run forward in by Kyle Malone. Promising young back rower Kyle Malone. Quick play the ball as well. Valentine pops it out to Cunningham. Cunningham gets the offload going. Oh, it's dummied. They're going close. Ball comes wide. They've got space out there. Fillingham feeding it wide. They're in for a second try. Kieran Murphy ducking his way over the line. But that was all from the back of an offload which came in from Rhys Cunningham. He's having a storming start to the game, is Cunningham. And that try comes after how long?
It's just on the 9-minute mark, Parker.
So Kieran Murphy with that second try for Ince Rosebridge in the 9th minute. 8 points to 0 with this kick to come, and it's probably about 2 or 3 further strides in from the previous attempt.
At the moment the wind has dropped a little bit.
Oh, it has, hasn't it? Yeah.
Let's see.
It feels a lot warmer when that wind doesn't blow.
Short sleeve rather. But yeah, again,
hang on. It's all about the layers this time of year. All about the layers.
Again, it's going to be interesting to see if Brook can keep this Ince Bridge forwards at bay, because the size-wise the pack looks quite substantially bigger than the Brook side, and that's something that we've noticed. We noticed last week's Crossfield against Birdie Post, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, the NCL packs seem to be a little bit bigger than the regional league counterparts, don't they? Has that been said? No, it's just wide.
It's close.
But the scoreline remains 8-0 in favour of the visitors. Really positive start to the game as far as Ince Bridge are concerned. I mean, this was a potential banana skin. It still is, to be fair.
The other thing is as well, interesting to see that with this weather as it is and the wind as it is they are putting it through hands. I mean, as they get close to that, get close to that line, they're not just trying to drive it up under between the six. The ball's going wide out to the wingers. But can Blackbrook spend some time down in the Ince Bridge half? Ince bringing it forward.
All brought forward from the kick-off restart. It didn't seem to get that far downfield, that kick.
No.
So Ince Bridge back in possession around their own 40-metre mark. You can clearly see at the moment what they're trying to do is work that middle of the field. There's a couple of little hook balls over the shoulders from dummy half, and that, I won't say it's confusing the defence at the moment, but it's just making them work extra hard. And then there's a scrappy play of the ball. So it's going to be a scrum this, or is it just going to be a turnover? Referee just rules it's a turnover. So we'll get the chance now to see what Blackbrook are like when they actually go into the Ince Bridge half, because every time they took the ball they've been inside their own 20-metre mark.
So what they're going to do is spend some time down here, Parky. That's the thing, we say week in and week out, because you get a feel and a little bit of confidence.
Luke Marsh with the first carry. Langley doing his best to clear the ruck, but Nash is there to work dummy half, pops the ball up looking for the running of James Warley again. Warley getting just beyond that 40-metre line. Referee
somebody down over the far side
of proceedings. There is an injury on that far side, actually. There's some concern being shown for the Ince Bridge player. I can't quite tell, because he's the way that he sat down means that his number is obscured to our side of the field, isn't it? I wonder whether it's the centre Kieran Murphy.
That's what I was thinking.
He's definitely in that sort of position, isn't he? So currently 8-0 in favour of Ince Bridge. A really swift start for them. There's definitely concern being shown for the player on that side of the field.
There didn't seem anything in it at all.
No. And it is Murphy. Gets a sympathetic pat on the back.
Just flexing his right knee there, and it is strapped, so whether he's aggravated or not, injured or not.
Yeah, he comes to the touchline anyway, so he's not going to play a further part from now. They're a bit short in defence, actually, and Blackbrook playing on, bringing the ball down this right hand side to Joshua Davis. Davis to play to Langley. Langley puts it up for Wynn. Wynn keeps it moving in field, looking for Davidson, who spins through a couple of challenges. A real quality second rower in his time. Now playing more in the middle of the field, Davidson. Ball worked out to the left. Oh, it's a lovely show and goal there from Mike Wynn. Doesn't quite get through the hole in the defence. Now he's kicked over the top by Moss, rolling it in behind. Oh, tell you what, Fillingham had to work his way over there, but I think the ball just about beats everybody. Fillingham bringing it back out. And it is going to be a turnover on the 10-metre line, I think.
Yeah, it certainly is. And
it's quite a long way up the field there, isn't it, from our position where we're standing and where we're set up.
If they spent some time down there, can they defend this? Because Ince Bridge have been showing some good meters in their last few drives.
We might see something more of a conservative set here from Ince Bridge, just bringing it through the middle and using their forwards, which certainly the first two tackles are of that nature. There's another carry. No nonsense hit as well, to be fair, from Luke Marsh. Did well there. And it's the substitute Craig Samby to play it. Good dart forward from Robbie Valentine up towards that 40 metre line. Good containment so far in this set from Blackbrook. Now worked into the middle. Oh, that's a big run. Tell you what, he's causing some problems, isn't he, Kyle Malone, when he's running?
And he's shoving the ball there, ready for the offload.
Ball way back to Fillingham. Launches the ball in the air. Oh, he's spinning end on end. Oh, he's played out by Blackbrook. Kick forward, drops upon. Another set of 6 tackles coming up here for Ince Rosebridge. They're just 30 metres away from the line as well, but over on the far right hand side of the field. Big run coming in out of dummy half by the number 11, Callum Rogers. Rogers making it as far as the 20. Quick play of the ball. Robbie Valentine opening play up to Pete Valentine. His brother wraps up 12 metres from the line. Down to almost a telepathic nature when they play together. Here's Morrison, fresh off the bench, trucking his way forward, and he's put down ever so close to the line. 8 points to 0 in favour of Ince Rosebridge so far. Ball works out right again. Peter Valentine through hands, and he's going to dive in. I thought for a second that Kyle Malone was going to pass it out to the back line, but he decided that he'd take the contact, managed to work his way, squirm his way almost through the tackle, and it's Kyle Malone who scores the 3rd try of the game.
On the 16 minutes mark, got to shore up that left hand side, Brook, because everything's going over there and they're having loads of success.
They look powerful down that side, don't they, Ince Rosebridge? And I suppose it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
But you're right, they've got to find some way of stopping that momentum. Got to say once more, it was the kicking game that caused absolute havoc, and the ball being caught in the breeze, and 2 players being basically not quite sure who was going to go for it. They were both in 2 minds, and in the end nobody got it. It ended up being hacked forward by Blackbrook, which gave Ince Rosebridge some more possession. So currently they're up by 12 points to 0 in this one. Hope you're enjoying our coverage. This is of course 13 Pro Am Rugby League Live here at the round 2 stage of the BetFred Challenge Cup, bringing you live coverage of this St Helens and Wigan derby. Blackbrook against Ince Rosebridge, one of the best of the North West Men's League, up against Division 1 National Conference League. Here comes Robbie Valentine, strikes it a heck of a more confidently.
Oh yes,
and the flags are raised this time, so 14 points to 0.
Got to say, a little bit of a different technique there, low and flat with some speed.
You know, it worked.
Successful.
Yeah, it worked. It was like a golf swing, wasn't it, really? Not that I know much about golf.
So that's 14 points to 0 to the visitors at the moment.
Quite a commanding lead that inside the first 20 minutes. Let's see if Blackbrook can hit back. Certainly when they've been down there, it's been pretty constructive, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that hold up in a good chance.
Let's give it a good chance.
Taken by Fillingham on the line. Launches the ball back. And I think that's Boyd Wilson with the carry. A great carry from Boyd Wilson, that. Valentine, he's such a clever player, he's Robbie Valentine. He's one of those guys I really enjoy watching because he very much plays on instinct.
And he gets his hands out of the way, doesn't he? So if he does get a little bit of freedom, the offload's always there.
Morrison, headlong for a couple of players, plays it quickly, does a club skipper. Gives Valentine a little bit of space, gives the big don't argue to a Blackbrook player, sends him hurtling backwards. Makes it as far as the halfway line. There's a couple of players who's injured. I think what they've done is they've had a head knock there when they've both gone into tackle.
Scott Davidson's one, I think, for the Blackbrook side. He's
definitely
just checking his ears.
Definitely seems to have got a stinger to his ear there, doesn't he? And we will be checking that. Valentine's just got up as if nothing's happened.
There's a little bit of claret to his here. He's just coming off having that looked at.
So going on in his place for the time being is Lewis Martin. We're in the 18. Kick comes in.
Nice kick
from Ince Rosebridge, gathered in inside his own 20 by Josh Langley, who dances around, takes the contact. It's heavy contact as well, to be fair. There's another substitute made for Blackbrook. So going on now is Joe Woods. He's joined your number 20 club.
He has, definitely.
Coming off for the time being is Luke March.
Ball's come free.
Penalty, which will go the way of Blackbrook. So they'll continue in possession.
Are they going to take the tap or are they going to kick for touch here, Parker?
I think he's just going to tap it here, to be fair, is Nash. They've learned the error of the ways after conceding that try. Big run coming in from Lewis Martin. Some nice meters there, to be honest. Up to the 40, which is directly on line of where I'm stood for commentating. Now, fellow substitute Joe Woods with a big carry up to halfway. Quick play the ball. Nash has space in front of him. Nash goes, it's quick. And he gains 10 metres as well. Morrison had to be alert and brought him down. He comes to the right hand side with Wynn, who plays it out looking for Josh Davis. Davis tries to dance around his opposite number, but the tackle was a good one from Ince Bridge. But they're now 30 metres away from the line here at Blackbrook and looking like the building. Some neat interplay between the two interchange prop forwards. Joe Woods to play it in the centre of the ground. Last tackle has been reached. It's out to the left hand side. Moss, wide ball onto Wynn. Wynn keeps it moving. Oh, that's a great run and popped out. It could be a fantastic finish. He's in touch, unfortunately. Oh, that would have been a superb finish by Jamie Johnson. Really good play from Blackbrook. They chanced their arm on the last tackle, took the play wide, and he was so confident, wasn't it?
Well, not only that, Parker, they've moved it right over from virtually at the right hand side where we are, or right over to the other corner, nearly gone in there. Give them confidence, and obviously put notice to Ince Bridge that, Luke, you know, we can be dangerous if you're not on your game.
He's dropped it as well. Of Ince Bridge mistake there from Gareth Jones. You often find that errors become errors in rugby league matches, don't they? And they've compounded it there for Ince Bridge. A real chance for Blackbrook to hit back. Currently trailing by 14 points to 0, but can they get this? Can they get a move, perhaps work from the scrum? There's a few players moving. They're trying to get a much wider back line. Look how wide this back line's going, to be honest, Steve. He's gone down the blind side. Win on this far side. The ball somehow finds the touchline. You know what? I was looking over on the other side of the field. They played a trick shot there, didn't they?
They did exactly to you what they did trying to do to the opposition. Somebody's down at the moment. Took a shot.
Yeah, I think the ball seemed to squirm out awkwardly in the challenge. He took the contact, and it was heavy contact, wasn't it? Ooh, 2 chances in the last minute for Blackbrook.
And you know what? Both moves, Parker, both really thoughtful, aren't they? It's so easy to think that you can just, a couple of passes and drive it in.
There's a penalty here, by the way, for Blackbrook, so that contact has been penalised. It's been ruled illegal by our match officials.
Could there be something further on from this as well, Pack? It'd be interesting.
He's still trying to get up quite gingerly there, is Mike Wynn. He'll be a real loss. He's got to come off the field. Certainly
14's coming on, like lots of things.
In and amongst the action is Mike Wynn. Hopefully he can get back out there. He is being brought from the field. I'm sure that's more a precaution than anything.
Possibly. Aaron Island's gone on from the Brook point of view. The 14.
So this will involve a little bit of a reshuffle. Nash will tap, feeds it infield for the big fella James Worley, who stopped about 2 metres out from the line. He'll play this ball to Highland. Highland finds Nash. Nash drops it back over his shoulder. They again worked it to this right side. It's all looking very intricate, but can they work some space? Now it comes back to the middle. Dancing around there is Dan Moss. Moss tackled on the 20 metre line. They actually lost a little bit of ground there. So Highland pops it to his left hand side again. Went looking for the wraparound move, but the ball didn't reach him back. Instead, it is going to be played here. Back to Highland. Highland ducks forward. Highland for the line. Spinning, twisting. Can he get there? No, he can't. He's going to be held up short. Ball comes back in field. Chance here still.
Last tackle.
Close run thing for Brook. Highland pops it over the top for Moss. Moss slides the kick in behind. It's well fielded by Hughes, and Hughes as well to clear his line as well. It was a real tricky kick, that, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I've got to say, some inventive stuff there from Blackbrook.
Enjoyed that set of 6 from Blackbrook. They certainly tested out Ince Bridge. Scoreline currently 14 points to 0 though. Ince Bridge bringing the ball away from their own end, and that's the second carry in this set. for the winger Jones. Oh, big hit, the ball's gone loose again, so Blackbrook have it. It's then hacked forward by Ince Bridge. I think they're just relieved at the moment, just to be keeping them at bay, but they're their own worst enemies at the moment, being forced into some errors, to be fair, by Blackbrook. Hope you're enjoying the coverage this afternoon of this live BetFred Challenge Cup tie.
And I know it's a cliche, and I say it week after week, Parky, where the other side has got to spend time and the opponents, danger area, as it were, because it gives them confidence and put the other team under pressure. And it's showing that here.
Well, they certainly are building the pressure, aren't they?
Yeah.
The tackle comes in on Jordan McManus. It was his little play that almost got his winger over the line a few minutes ago. Run forward out of dummy half. There's some messing about around the head there from an Ince Bridge perspective. They've got away with it on this occasion though. Highland pots the ball to his right. Nice interplay. Nash. And then stepping back on the inside, running is Reece Jackson. Jackson just 5 metres out from the line. Highland will go again. Pops it to his left. Nice link-up play. Moss. Throws it to nobody. They end up picking it up in the background. Jamie Johnson managing to reset the position as far as Blackbrook are concerned. They're still on the edge of the 20-metre line. Here's Moss, pops it back over his shoulder, looking for the running of Joe Woods. Woods within sight of the try line. Can they get their way over? It's the last tackle. Ball comes right to Moss, who links with Nash. Nash out to the full-back, Langley. It goes further wide. The defence is there though, and it's going to force a turnover.
Gotta say, this number 20 who's come on, Joe Woods for Blackbrook. Nice pair of hands as well. We talk about prop forwards taking in and running up. Last week we saw Liku with some great hand movements, and we've got it this week as well.
Yeah, it's skills for the big fellas, isn't it? It's Ince Bridge back in possession, struggling to get away from their own end. Whoa, that's a big hit going in from Highland. There's an even better one around the rib cage from Paul Nash. They're really working their way back into this game.
Yeah.
Currently trailing by 14 points to 0 Blackbrook. But I get the feeling if they can get over for the next score, we definitely do have a game on. But Valentine having other ideas with some nice work out of dummy half, which then popped the ball to his left hand side to Reece Cunningham. Here's Jackson. Good run from Jack Morrison, He'll play just over the halfway line. Valentine to his right hand side. Peter Valentine puts boots on ball. Ooh, that's devilish. And the winger's lost it. It's bouncing at Bodlin. In behind the try line. Has that been dived upon? It's ended up being hacked behind the goal area. He never gave up on that one at all, did Callum Hughes, but it's going to be a dropout from under the bar.
There was only one man who was going to get to that, and would have been Callum Hughes, I think.
He did everything to get on the end of that one. That's a couple of times, to be fair, where Jamie Johnson has been... He's been left a little bit unsure with these kicks, hasn't he? This
player down on the far side, Parker.
I think he's the winger. I think it's Jamie Johnson, to be fair, because he ended up taking a real tumble in the background when he was trying to get to the ball. He's had a couple of issues, I think. I was saying he's been a really mixed game. He's looked good at the other end of the ground, but he's looked a bit shaky.
Yeah.
Some of these kicks, and it's no wonder,
because you don't know if are you going to take it okay? Because even a high ball with no wind is difficult. So you get a bit of wind and get a little bit of a swerve.
Dropout reached just a 30-metre line into the arms of Mason Fillingham. Fillingham stopped on the 20. Blackbrook trying to get a couple of substitutes back on, so Davidson's been patched up and he's ready to go back into action. Meanwhile, Ince Bridge inside the 20-metre line now with Peter Valentine, about 20 metres in from touch over on that right side of the field. Ball comes back towards the middle. It's a stern run, it's a big run forward, huge metres from Callum Rogers, stopped just 5 metres from the line. Ball comes back in towards the middle, and that is Paul Farnworth, stopped about 5 metres out from that line. They're going to this time bring it to the left. Oh, Jack Morrison, the ball just went through his hands, goes dead. So this might end up being a 20 metre turnaround. Oh, it's a scrum he's ruling. I thought because the ball went dead, it might end up being a 20 metre restart for Blackbrook. I mean, it should still end up being their possession, by the way, Steve.
Yeah.
Looking down around the touch lines here, quite neatly packed.
Yeah, certainly 3 sides again. Well, 3 and a bit sides again, much the same as Crossfields last week. Good turnout.
Oh, that tackle looked
up
high.
around the head.
So the penalty has been won here by Josh Davis, and the breeze has stopped. This might be landing in touch this time.
Yep, they managed to do it.
Yeah, and it's landed about 2 or 3 metres to our left hand side. I was wondering whether I was going to have to dive across to save the table or not. Fortunately not. So Nash taps. Here's Davidson straight back into the action, pushing his way forward, getting about 6 or 7 metres with that carry. Highland brings it back in field. Soft hands there from Cameron Tunstall. He's a name we've mentioned on our roundups in the past, isn't he?
Yeah, it sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Tackle there is on Dan Moss. Moss is just over that 40 metre line. Work towards this middle of the ground again. And Davidson, eager for work. Well, I thought he'd been well wrestled on his back, but then to be fair, Casey Shaw couldn't resist trying to lever the ball out as well. Had he just done the turn in the tackle
and just left him alone,
yeah, but he couldn't resist trying to lever the ball out too. So they're going to tap this ball on the halfway line, I figure now. Perhaps a little bit too far from a kick to touch. Big run coming in from Lewis Martin. Martin just over that halfway line. Highland awaits dummy half duties. Sends it left to Tunstall. Tunstall onto Moss. There's space there, and there's definite space. There's a flying second row, and he's going all the way here. And he's got there.
What a try.
That's a superb response there from Josh Wilson.
Absolutely superb.
That is fantastic. He's basically steamrolled through a gap there, hasn't he? Everybody drew breath because it looked like the fullback was going to come across and make a tackle, and then he worked his way through that challenge as well to get over the line.
Yeah, on 32 minutes mark there as well, Parker. Really good one. Met the ball absolutely spot on. Swerved towards the post, and as you say, round the fullback and under the sticks.
Just what Blackbrook needed before the break.
Yeah.
14 points to 4. Kick to come from Keenan Parr. Landed 4 goals in the previous cup game that they played down in South Wales, when Blackbrook accounted for Aberystwyth and Fighting Irish with 3 tries in the last 20 minutes to win by 32 points to 16. Winner of this game, by the way, has to go to Featherstone Rovers.
Really?
Yes. It's a successful conversion by Keenan Parr as well. 14 points to 6. Or let me get it right, 6 points to 14.
That's correct, yeah.
Home side mentioned first. Great response.
Yeah,
and
great try.
It's been brewing for about 10-15 minutes now, hasn't it?
I think after that first, sort of 10-15 minutes when they're really under the cosh, staying down into the opponent's half, putting on some lovely rugby, some lovely moves. They've got what they deserve, and they defended the try line much better in the last 10-15 minutes or so. Referee
having a chat with Robbie Valentine as the two of them are coming back to the halfway line, and we're just waiting for a ball to reach the players on the field again. It's always amazing that you start off a game of rugby league and there's about 4 or 5 balls knocking around.
Yeah, you
get about half an hour in and you can't find any of them. So Robbie Valentine gets us back underway. Swirls his kick down the ground. It'll bounce once into the arms of Moss, who sends it back to the big fella Davidson, who's on the edge of the 20-metre line. 14 points to 6 is the scoreline that Blackbrook trail at the moment. Ince thought there was a knock on at the dummy half there. Referee decided that it was all okay and we play on. So Highland brings it right through hands out to Davis, but that's a great challenge heading his way by Gareth Jones. Winger cutting in to make the stop. Once more, it's great work from Lewis Martin.
He's going through some workload, I'll tell you, since he's been on.
He is. He's been a really good replacement, hasn't he?
Both him and Woods have shown well.
Tunstall manages to make a couple of metres beyond contact, which is a great thing in itself, because it was Jack Morrison doing the tackling. Oh, Moss got underneath that one. The kick advances about 20 metres down the ground, and the bounce favours Ince Bridge, so it's cleaned up by Casey Shaw. Shaw to stand and play it to Valentine, who pops it to his right hand side to Paul Farnworth. Farnworth on the 40 metre line, inside the Blackbrook half of the field. Callum Rogers with a big run. Inside the 30 he goes. It was very direct. And again, direct stuff from Farnworth. Punching holes though. Can he get an offload going? Good tackle in the end by Tunstall. Brought the arm around to just wrap it around. And this will be a slow play the ball as well, because he's fallen awkwardly there as Farnworth. Valentine links with Morrison. Morrison goes hard for the line. 5 metres out. He'll play the ball. Kick comes in from Valentine. It's a great kick. It's juggled, but it's caught in the end as well from Callum Hughes, but the defence was en masse on him.
There's no contest there with a high ball like that, is there? You know, when you've got a guy who's 6'5", something like that.
You know what? I thought that was really intelligent play, that the last tackle from Ince Bridge.
Yeah.
And to be fair, really well defended, because
it was, considering how he's played. You know, been a bit wary of those balls coming over.
Well, I mean, for me, what you try and do is you let him make the decision and then you defend it off the back of it, and that's exactly what Blackbrook did. But they've been pushed in behind their own line here, so it's going to be a dropout from under the post. Great defence from Ince Bridge. So they're the ones who are leading in this game by 14 points to 6. They had a lightning start to the game with those 3 tries in the first 18 minutes. We also be that far away from half time still.
Well, I've got 37 minutes parking, that's an hour clock, but obviously there's a little bit of injury time to add on to that.
So Moss keeps his kick low. He reaches the 40 metre line. Jack Morrison picking up pace now. Oh, he was met by 3 defenders. There was only one winner there, and that was Morrison. Drove forward again. They're working this right side. They use the second rows really cleverly doing Ince Bridge, don't they? Callum Rogers, the latest player to make some metres. Big surge forward by Samby.
Trying to get his arm free, trying to offload that ball. Oh, wrapped up well.
Robbie Valentine at dummy half. Oh, works it back for Farnworth. I think he started his run from Wigan, to be honest. The Farnworth, but it was good defence from Blackbrook. Ball moved into the middle. Peter Valentine amongst the back line. Fillingham, good defence. Good defence on Jamie Malone. As you mentioned, a really good bit of defensive work there. They kicked it forward. Can he win the race? Oh, it won't bounce up for him. The ball goes dead. It's going to be a tap on the 20 metre line, and Josh Langley's quickly moving the ball out to that position where he can play on. That was close, that.
It was, and it could have easily held up on this pitch.
Jamie Johnson with that carry directly into the middle of the field. Tunstall now finds himself at dummy half. They throw their way forward. Good defence yet again from Ince Bridge. That's been a mark of the first half. They've defended valiantly, haven't they? And again, there's another good challenge, this time on Lewis Martin. 40 metres from their own line, Blackbrook. Running through the challenges though. Davidson, big carry. Nudges off the first tackler, who was Farnworth. Couldn't escape the further tackle of Malone. Nash tries to find space, manages to smuggle the ball out. It's run forward by Reece Jackson. Wilson's took himself wide as the second rower. Is he going to get on the end of this one? No. Moss takes it to the line himself, pops the ball out to the right. Nash is there, sends it further to the right hand side with Josh Davis. Davis stepping, working his way forward yet again.
Last battle.
Where's this ball going to go? It goes to Nash. Nash drills it in behind. And it's picked up by
good tackle.
Gareth Jones. Now Ince Rosebridge running the ball from deep. That's fellow winger Callum Hughes. It's what the two big wingers do down at that end of the field, which is also impressive.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, being a winger these days is far more than just hanging around there waiting for the ball to reach you for a try, isn't it?
Well, your centre's never going to give you everything most of the time.
Quick play of the ball. Ball back to Valentine. He's hoofed that down the ground. That's a super kick.
Yeah.
That's sensational. That's a 40-20.
I think referee's just trying to clear things up here. See if it is.
You know what? I don't think he's ruled it's a 40-20. That looked like
it looked like it, didn't it?
40-20 for me, but he has ruled a turnover, and Blackbrook are happy with that. Really, really happy. So there must be time added on at the end of this first half, right?
Yeah, just drifting into it now.
Blackbrook currently trailing by 14 points to 6. It's been a tough old first half.
It certainly has.
Big carry coming in from Lewis Martin. Doesn't shirk away, takes that carry, but the shrill blast of the referee's whistle means it's an end to the first half and 14 points to 6. And Steve, bring us an update of what happened in that first half.
It all started off, of course, with Ince Rosebridge getting onto the score sheet first by Hughes over there in that far right hand corner, giving us Ince Rosebridge a 4 points to 0 lead. Then Murphy was on the score sheet next after 9 minutes, again taking his score up to 8-0. Obviously the wind causing some concern over there with regards to the to weather, making it difficult for the conversions. Then Maloney went in again on that right hand side, making it 16 points to 12 points down. And then again, conversion by Valentine this time, taking them up to 14 points to 0. Then there was a period of end to end where Blackbrook started to get back into things, and eventually Wilson got on the score sheet with an absolutely superb try on 32 minutes. That was converted by Parr, and the score at half time is 6 points to 14 for the visitors in Rosebridge.
Green Cooling scores with the 13 Pro-Am Community Rugby League Show.
Yes, so it's half-time here at Boardmans Lane, and it's 14 points to 6, as Steve brought us up to date with. Fantastic first half, and to be fair as well, the way that Ince Rosebridge started, the way that wind had a real effect on proceedings in the first 10 or 15 minutes, I was a bit fearful for Blackbrook, if I'm being truthful, but they have really come back, and like you said, for a good 15 minutes there, they were perhaps the better team, weren't they?
Yeah, and the thing is, in that first half, as I noted, the 3 tries that came from Ince Rosebridge were all over on that Ince Rosebridge right hand side, the Blackbrook left. They seem to have patched that up for now, and defended quite well over the last 15-20 minutes of the game. Got into the opposing half, played some really, really good, tasty rugby to watch. Not frightened to throw the ball about, and much the same as Ince Rosebridge as well. And it's been a good game. And as you say, at the beginning there, you thought this could be a runaway for the NCL side, but they've dug in there, and they've I'm sure they'll be happy there going into the sheds.
I wanted to talk a little bit, while we've got this little bit of time at half time, about sort of some of the other games that have already took place in this round. I wanted to start off with a game that I was at yesterday, actually. So I was at your second favourite place, which is Featherstone Rovers. Got set, looked resplendent in the winter sunshine. Featherstone Rovers were up against Waterhead. Now, I did have a little bit of a chat with Waterhead before the game, and I said, well, how come we're playing here? Because you was drawn at home. And they said that they had made efforts to go and book the game in Oldham, but unfortunately they couldn't arrange dates which would have suited everybody, you know, and the football club were quite keen to host it, but when they found out the dates, it didn't really match what the groundsman had in mind for what was going on at the moment with the ground. And you can understand it. Obviously, Oldham Athletic going for promotion themselves at the moment, and they're going to be the ones that call the shots, aren't they? But it was disappointing, I felt, that they had to take that one out of town. In saying that, though, you know, Featherstone Rovers, as we know, a great ground, can seemingly just turn it around and host anything. And I've got to say, and I know that you can kind of look at the levels and what have you, but they looked pretty good. 88-10 sounds like Waterhead were never in it. And that would be a bit cruel to them, to be honest, because they completed really high. They actually chucked quite a lot of shape at Featherstone at times when they got inside the 20 metre line, but the fact was that a lot of the time when they either had the ball, they were inside their own 20, or they were chasing ground, trying to stop, in particular, Carlos Tumavave. As we know, international standard centre, played a long time at Hull, and certainly for the first half an hour that he was on the field, the Featherstone plan just seemed to be get it out to Tumavave, let him work some space, and he worked a treat, because everything came down that right hand side. But a former England community lion and Loch Lane player, Bailey O'Connor, had an absolute stormer. So Bailey's one of those guys that switched to the semi-pros about 2 or 3 years ago with Dewsbury. Done a real good work with them, has landed a contract with Featherstone Rovers, and he looks sharp. But then again, I think even you or me would look sharp standing outside Carlos Tumavave. But as I said before, the bottom line, you've got to rely on your centre to give you a pass at the end of the day. And we know that at certain centres wouldn't let go of a ball for love nor money. No, not ones that you've seen in a red and white jersey over recent seasons.
The red V,
so at the end of the day, it was commanding for Featherstone Rovers. However, there was 3 of the loudest cheers of the day, and they all involved Waterhead players. So first of all, Callum Murphy actually getting to grips with Carlos Tumavave and dumping him on his backside. That drew a huge round of applause and big cheers from the touchline. And then there was 2 tries, to be fair, which Waterhead scored, which were, you know, quite well put together. So the first one came from a little kick forward from Gareth Owen, just into the back, and then Keegan Brennan touched it down, and then Brennan took the line on himself in the second half, dabbed it through, took the rebound and went in for his second try. Jensen Hamilton, a guy that we mentioned quite a lot on this show, came up with the goal kick as well, and I thought it was a good experience. It was a really good experience. In the end, Featherstone scored 16 tries, 2 hat-tricks, so Jaden Hatton scored a hat-trick, and Connor Wynn, who used to play at Hull,
that's right,
he grabbed a hat-trick as well, but it was far from disgrace, to be fair, as far as they were concerned. And 88 points to 10 means that Featherstone Rovers lie in wait for the winner of this game.
And did Waterhead manage to take quite a few supporters?
They did, so they had I think there was 2 coach loads of people. Obviously one of them was the players and the staff and the committee, but there was definitely some supporters on that coach, and then there was one that was full, and then there was a convoy of cars as well that was arriving,
and that's what we say. I mean, it was the same last week when we were at Maryport versus Crossfield.
It was, that was fantastic, wasn't it?
It's a day out as well. It's an experience for the supporters as well as the players, which, you know, it should be, because we go on about them being community clubs, and the fact that it's not just about rugby, it's about all the things and people that go on in and around it as well.
We mentioned before as well, and I know that I sent through the team sheet, so you might if you just have a look on your phone. I wanted to have a little bit of a chat about the Hunslet and West Hull game in particular, and the fact that it was a much changed team sheet than the one we've come to expect from Hunslet. So Jamie Fields. No Jamie Fields.
What? No Jamie Fields?
Yeah.
No. Obviously Leeds United was sort of short of a striker then.
Jack McShane has gone to the professional game, as we revealed on Wednesday evening. And we saw Craig McShane lining up at scrum half, which is an unusual position for him. The score ended up being 24 points to 18 to West Hull, who had a try about 8 minutes from time from Ben Arben, which seemed to decide it. And basically, when Craig McShane hasn't won the National Conference League,
I was just going to say
Ben Arben has won it. So great to see him have a big game, and I just feel that's a blockbuster start to the season for both of those teams, to be fair.
That looks as though it was looking at the scoring pattern as well, it looks as though it was a really, really good game.
Well, take us through that scoring pattern, Steve, if you would.
Well, for starters, it looks as though
so Tolson scored the first try. That was converted by Jack Townend. Then Jake Moore, who I know from England Community Lions duty, he went over. He switched positions actually, because on tour he was playing more as a second rower, and in the 2 games they played so far for West Hull, he's been the hooker.
Yeah, and it was converted, took them to 12 points to 0 in front, and then they started to get back into it.
They did, so there was a couple of tries, weren't there? So Will Cohen and Jordan Gale going in for these scores as well to make it a real game there. And it was almost like there was swapped. There was swapped scores, wasn't there then? Because Ben Arben scored his first try, which nudged West Hull in front. Hunslet equalised, and then it was all decided, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was. Cohen went in to make it 18-16. Then it was Arben who scored again, the final try to take it to 22-18, and then Hampshire converted it to make it to a final score of 24 points to 18. So a really good game that by the looks.
Quick word here as well for Loch Lane. Like I said in the build up to this game, I thought this would have been a little bit closer actually, but they scored 2 tries themselves, and I'm sure there's plenty that they will consider as well. Ended up being 50 points to 10 though in favour of Hunslet. And the other games that took place yesterday, West Warriors winning 36 points to 18 against the British Army, Whitehaven beating Swinton, York Acorn going from a 2-0 deficit at half time to win that one by 22 points to 2. So what a great second half that was from York Acorn. And London Broncos 10, Ghoul Vikings 17. Based on I know this might seem a really silly question, because you'll have seen a little bit more of Ghoul than me in that one game and those highlights.
In those highlights, yeah.
Do you think they'll be competitive this year?
I think they will.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I think they will.
I mean, Broncos themselves, they're going through the horrors at the moment.
Yes,
They had 8 players trialling, and 3 of those used to play for London Scholars.
Yeah, I mean,
years ago.
I mean, even sort of just off that one game, you could see, there was some structure there that they got together without having many games under the belts. The patterns and everything were running quite well, and obviously you need game time to get those up to speed. So I think they won't be doing too bad.
As we're talking, the teams are coming back out onto the field. So Blackbrook have taken the field first of all. Ince Bridge just coming out from their dressing room area. Referees and officials not too far away, and we're only going to be a few seconds away from the start of this second half, I think, Steve. And what a second half we've got lined up. So we know how much that this breeze, when it does get up, how much Ince used it in that first half. There was a couple of really booming kicks, wasn't there, that caused havoc in particular for winger Jamie Johnson.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they utilise it, to be fair, and how obviously Ince caught with it. To be fair, it's probably dropped a little bit at the moment compared to what it was in that first 15 minutes or so.
I feel happier. I'm sure that everybody back home can hear us. Well, that's a good thing, but not whether you like my commentary is another matter. But this is Dave Parkinson alongside Steve Beech. We're here at Boardmans Lane. It's the second half that's just about to get underway in this BetFred Challenge Cup Round 2 encounter. The winner of this one goes to Featherstone Rovers, and it's scooped up in the air by Dan Moss. Fillingham comes for it for Ince Rose Bridge, clears his own 20-metre line. Valentine moves into dummy half.
Knock there.
It is a heavy knock as well, to be fair, on Fillingham. He's not a happy boy, is he?
He doesn't look it. Looks, referee's just having a word with him. I think he feels he's took a bit of a knock or a bit of a crusher by the looks of things. Just rubbing his neck and the back of his head.
And we play on. So Valentine plays it off to the right hand side to Sambi, who busts through the first couple of challenges. He'll play this back to Valentine. Valentine runs. Thought he was going to line it up, then works his way through, pops the ball over the top. It's a really good play, and they're away. It's a big run coming in from Rogers, and the ball goes loose.
Blackbrook have got the ball.
Callum Rogers did ever so well there, and then couldn't resist popping the ball out of the challenge.
Great tackle by fullback Langley, because he's only a slight lad, isn't he?
He is. Blackbrook coming back on the counter. Jordan McManus with the first carry. This is Lewis Martin. Martin over his own 40-metre line. Blackbrook trailing by 14 points to 6. They need the first points of this second half, I feel. Davidson put down on the halfway line. He'll play this back to Tunstall. Tunstall goes to his right hand side. Big charge forward. Good yards by Blackbrook once more. They've run through the allotted set of 6 though. It's the last tackle. Ball went back to Moss. Moss, whoa, has put real height on that one. Hughes comes for it.
Well saying.
It was a super take, to be fair, from Gareth Jones it was, sorry. We run down that side by Jamie Malone. Malone up to that 40-metre mark. Reece Bushell trying to clear the decks. Ball popped up for Casey Shaw. Good yards from Shaw up to the halfway line. Ince continuing to come forward. Robbie Valentine yet again. Very dangerous from that dummy half position. Quick play of the ball. Put to the left. Bushell. Ince is kicking behind. Langley's got work to do. Couldn't escape the clutches there of Bushell, who manhandles him towards his own in-goal area. Still manages to stay within the field of play though. It's a difficult assignment ahead though in this set as Keenan Parr struggles to make the metres. Blackbrook, another charge. That's a good charge as well from Josh Davis. There's an injury in the background. I think it's been perhaps an ankle injury there with the way that he's gone down.
Yeah, because he doesn't look in much pain at all. He probably just can't get back to his feet.
Well, that's a solid start to this second half though, Steve.
Yeah, again this wind starting to get back up again now. Going to make it interesting as it was in the first 20 or so.
Hope you're enjoying the coverage this afternoon. We're going to be doing this all season. We're going to be out and about, mainly in the National Conference League. So do look out over the next few weeks for a fixture list that we'll have and we'll be releasing.
Yeah, what I do as well, if you are obviously you listen to us on Mixler, just hit the notification bell there. So every time we do publish one of the games on our schedule, you will be notified at what's coming on, and you'll be the head of the game ready for our commentaries.
we also use this channel to post our podcast as well, which we sit down and discuss the best of what's been happening in the community game every Wednesday. So look out for that one also appearing as well, and us pushing it. There was an error there from Blackbrook, so Ince Bridge go on attack mode again, just 25 metres away from the line. It comes off to the right hand side with Rogers, who he's having a great game, you know, he's Rogers, Callum Rogers. Stands and plays it. Robbie Valentine back over his shoulder. Ball ran in there by Sambi. He manages to slip the ball back inside once more for Callum Rogers. I'm hoping that the ball is worked out to this left hand side, because I can see what's going on as Farnworth slips the ball out. Is there a chance here for Ince Bridge?
Got to close that ball down, getting that ball away.
What a super tackle from Tunstall. Ball moved to the left. There is a knock on there. Scrappy play the ball. They not quite got going. They were quite clinical in the first.
They were, first 20 minutes, yeah, very much so. Yeah,
they not quite got going in the second half. I think you can also credit the Blackbrook defence as well. It's just hanging in there. Still remains 6 points to Blackbrook, 14 points to Ince Bridge as Davidson hurls his way at the line and then gets unceremoniously dumped backwards. He's actually lost a bit of ground there now. Yeah. He managed to get underneath him and push him back. I know when I went down to Ince Bridge training a few weeks ago, they were practicing this very sort of this sort of tackling.
Yeah.
To be fair, that they're now coming up with, and it's very clinical. So they tackle en masse around the ball, and a lot of the time they tend to get the better of the challenge. Fair play to Davidson there. He's won a penalty for his side because he was running really upright, and it means that they'll come forward again here with Blackbrook.
Give Davidson his due. He's not frightened of taking that ball up. He gets it really in amongst it and got good leg speed.
Oh, he's been a fantastic forward, you know, an absolutely fantastic forward. Still has plenty to offer this young side,
and that's what they need, a good balance, don't they, of experience and youth, and they've certainly got the youth coming through. We know that from what Paul was saying in the midweek interview you had with him.
It was a great kick to touch, that one, gained about 30 metres. In fact, it was that good a kick, the ball went into the middle of the pitch, of the football pitch, which is opposite us. So Blackbrook continue this spell of possession. Tunstall moves into dummy half after that first carry by Worley. Davison with the next carry, but this is Wood.
Good ball. Lovely ball.
Handing the ball on to Wilson. We know he can hit a gap.
Yeah.
Tunstall. Grit of the teeth there from Lewis Martin. There's another penalty.
Taking the man off the ball, actually. The referee, I think, wants to have a word as well.
Has he got a bit carried away there, Paul Farnworth? So change made in the Ince Bridge line-up. Reece Cunningham has returned. Farnworth goes to the touchline. Big charge from Worley. Inside the 30 he goes. Can Blackbrook put the pressure on? Here's Davidson. Davidson out to win. Nice to see him back out there. Then Moss, and the ball's put down by Langley. Ince Bridge are playing on. They think they've got a break, but there's a double knock on. Just for a second they thought they were free. Trying to kid the referee, he wasn't to be kidded. But it is going to be Ince Bridge possession.
It's up to Blackbrook to put a good defensive set together here. See if you can contain this Ince Bridge. Certainly this pack, as we were saying, quite a sturdy pack.
As this breeze blusters up again. It's Valentine from the base of the scrum. He took 2 steps away from the scrum and suddenly he had no other forwards there. Fillingham moves it to the right hand side. Tackle comes in, it's a good one from Worley. Ball's gone loose, referee says to hand it. This is one thing he's been very consistent with over the course of the game.
Twice in the first half, and that one looked very, very suspicious.
can always tell, can't you? Because the ball comes out unnaturally.
Yeah.
And that felt unnatural the way that it popped out. So, Peter Valentine taps the ball.
Not risk kicking for touch, have you noticed?
Yeah, he's got more sense than that. Then Robbie Valentine, his brother, moves into dummy half. On to Cunningham. Good yards from Cunningham. Can he find a quick play of the ball? It's fairly quick, and Valentine finds Fillingham, who moves it wide. Oh, it's a good carry. He's got some good forwards, you know.
Yeah.
Kyle Malone still going down that left-hand side, Ince Bridge, 40 metres out from the line. Bringing it back to the middle with Bushell. Bushell pops it over the top. Carry comes in from Keegan Boyd. Now Valentine. Oh, just like that, a little bit of inside support. It arrived a fraction of a second late. Comes right again. Kick comes in from Peter Valentine. Oh, they've got it. They're going in. Ince Bridge is a super take. Fantastic for Callum Hughes. He's picked the pocket of the defence there. Road highest. We saw a lovely kick out to him. He has scored. That has extended the advantage out to 18 points to 6. And it is Callum Hughes who's gone over for his second try, Steve?
I think it is, yeah.
Callum Hughes?
Yeah, he got the second try in the first. No, we got the first try in the first half.
Got the first try in the second half as well.
Yeah.
18 points to 6 now.
And it came on thereabouts the 10 mark. 10-minute mark.
So 50 minutes of the game gone. And what was even better with that, to be honest, from Callum Hughes, is he wasn't just happy with touching it down out wide.
You don't do a swan dive like that, Parker.
No, he's run for the posts. He's gone for the posts. Look at this. He's directly in front now for Robbie Valentine. I'm sure he'll be thanking him. Floodlights flicker into action.
Yeah. Got a set of facilities here at Blackbrook, and absolutely superb.
It was often used by St Helens back in the day,
you know, because it's NCL standard, isn't it? They've got the barriers around the pitch. Really brilliant floodlighting. Nice clubhouse.
Well, they were an NCL club for a number of years, weren't they, Blackbrook? Yeah. And unfortunately, all their team got old together, and they had to take a step back to rebuild, which is what they're doing successfully. The goal was tagged on by Robbie Valentine. 20 points to 6 it is in favour of the visitors, and it's back on the halfway line with Mike Wynn. Just slides the boot at it.
Good kick.
Well taken. Powered back in. Callum Hughes up to the 20 metre line. Robbie Valentine at dummy half. Has got Reece Cunningham running for him. It's a big charge forward from Reece. Penalty awarded.
Standing on a little bit too long there, Parker.
Yeah, these could be crucial, these penalties. They're starting to stack up against Blackbrook. They've given away a couple of poor ones in the last couple of minutes, haven't they?
I see Davidson's gone off for Blackbrook. I noticed at the end of those sets, about 5 minutes ago, he seemed to be favouring his left arm when he's had any damage there, I don't know.
That'll be a blow.
Yeah.
That's a big charge coming in from Ince Bridge, just to the left of the ruck. Really quick play of the ball as well. Valentine working the space, slipping the ball back. Good work from Ince Bridge. Casey Shaw making the distance now. Falls heavily though. Slow play the ball. Good run from Fillingham. Now 40 metres away from the line. Reece Cunningham. Big charge yet again. Oh, he's released the pass. Good work here. Pete Valentine weaving his way down this right side. Proving difficult to stop after linking with Robbie Valentine, who took the pass. Last tackle signal. Ball back to Bushell. Bushell in centre field. Threading the ball through. But that's a confident pick-up and carry forward by Keenan Parr. 20 metres from his own line, that's where he'll play it. We're on the home touch line here, and it's pretty packed with Blackbrook all standing on the touch line. All the officials of the club, players watching on. Davidson prowling like a lion. Meanwhile, Brook working hard. Wally tackled about 30 metres from his own line. Highland works the ball back. Kick comes in from Mike Wynn.
Good kick.
Splits winger and full
It's a good chase though.
It's a good pick up by Gareth Jones, that.
Got some pace. Good settle. Good settle.
Works his way midway between the 40 and halfway. Scrappy pass back on the infield. There's an injury here for Blackbrook. And I've got to say, very sporting there from Gareth Jones. He realised that the player was injured, played the ball really quickly, wanted to try and stop play, to be fair. So still 20 points to 6 in this one. A couple of players have gone down now. So there's actually 2 players out of the line at the moment for Blackbrook, and this could be where it starts to take effect, isn't it? So how long have we had played in the second half, Steve?
It is. Let's have a look. We've got 15, nearly 16 minutes played in the second half.
Yeah, so we're starting to get to that stage where there's about 25 minutes left. It's where fatigue starts to chime in, isn't it? That's another interesting thing, you know, because obviously between when you get to Challenge Cup, you're under the Challenge Cup rules, so they're like professional game rules. So you've only got 8 substitutions to work with. Where normally, if you're in a community,
it's like a rolling.
You can have rolling subs. So again, this is something that doesn't work in favour of community sides really, because you don't play to these rules all the time. Big discussions going on at the moment about whether it is tough. Well, it is tough for community sides to take their place, but Ince Bridge in possession. Good run forward there from Keegan Boyd. Boyd wrestles his way to his feet, plays it quickly. Valentine hands it infield, looking for the big run in a Casey Shaw. These back rows of Ince Bridge have both been tremendous.
Yeah, very much.
And punching his way forward now is Keegan Boyd again. He releases the pass. Out to Peter Valentine. Valentine going downfield, kicking forward. It's bouncing, it's bobbling. Oh, and the ball eventually reaches touchline. It goes dead in touch, I think. Oh, goal behind the goal line. There is a mass of about 20 people to our right hand side, all obscuring the touchline. So you're trying to duck around people to see what exactly had happened, but it is a dropout from under the post.
Very much, I've got to say, just as it happened, I was going to mention that Ince Bridge have been great at getting this ball offloaded. What the offload count must be from, I don't know. But Blackbrook have not been able to, certainly in the second half, not wrap this ball up.
Oh, that was nice from Fillingham. He ran it straight back into contact. Just as the contact reached him, he released the ball to Jones. I'm not sure how much Jones will thank him for the pass, but they're working their way forward, and it's proving successful here for Casey Shaw. He's inside that 20 metre line. They're up by 6 points to 20 here on Ince Bridge. Ball worked out to the left hand side. Dummy thrown by Kyle Malone. Has he worked his way to the line? Yes, he has. And the referee does award the try. That was great work from Kyle Malone, and that just basically sums up, I think, this back three forwards. This back row has been really, really good for Ince Bridge. Probably for me the difference between the sides.
Only what have we got? 18 minutes has gone in the second half.
58 minutes.
Still 58 minutes.
24 points to 6. Clinical work there for Kyle Malone. He just wouldn't stop, he wouldn't be beaten. Ended up forcing his way through about 3 or 4 tacklers. Really good strength there.
So is that 26, is it? Or 24?
24 with this kick to come. Grange-Forman silent for Valentine as he tries to get the ball to balance on the kicking tee.
I was just going to say, I think the wind's fallen silent for a touch, but it started just to breeze about. Comes in.
It's definitely not been a day for goal kickers,
not at all.
24 points to 6 is how it remains in favour of Ince Bridge. Hope you're enjoying the coverage this afternoon. Remember, the winner of this round 2 clash goes to Featherstone Rovers in the next round.
Just remind me again, who's the coach of Featherstone Rovers?
It's James Ford.
James Ford.
Yeah, James Ford is the head coach. He's got Paul Cook as his assistant. I've had the pleasure of Paul Cook's company on a number of broadcasts in previous. He's very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
So Wynn gets us back underway again. Mid-range restart. We've got to come for it. And Fillingham does just that. Takes it just on his own 20-metre line. He's running with more confidence now, isn't he, the fullback? I don't think he would have taken that sort of contact in the first half. I think he's regretted his decision, actually, as he gets up gingerly.
Oh, good ball.
Ince Bridge still in possession, working their way forward. Peter Valentine was awaiting the pass on this right-hand side of the ruck, but Robbie decided to take it to the left. They worked their way forward, but pinched an extra couple of metres there, so the referee said, go back, play it from the right position. Cunningham, good yards. Warley came in over the top. Joe Woods also involved in the stop too. Valentine to Bushell. Oh, he did a little show and go. The defence read him though. Ince Bridge 40 metres away from the line. Peter Valentine gets his kick away. Tries to turn the fullback, but they picked it up. And in fact it's Dan Moss who's gone to fullback now. Running strongly. Ince Bridge trying to shepherd him towards the touchline.
Trying to put him over on his back, aren't they?
That was the second thing, if they couldn't get him in touch, get him on his back. It did slow the play the ball down.
And to be honest, Ince Rosebridge have controlled this ruck really, really well. I mean, they've not let Blackbrook get away with anything quick.
That was a great hit, on Josh Wilson. And other than that one hole that he found for his spectacular try, there's not been too much that he's been able to get through, has there, really?
Yeah.
The defence has been pretty solid from an Ince Bridge point of view. Ball played off down that right-hand side again. Moss over the top. Langley's over on that far side. He's all tackled. It's a good challenge on him. He's lost a load of metres as well.
I think it's Davis, isn't it?
Ball comes in field.
There's not many people wearing skull cap. They all look alike, don't they?
Bit of a wayward pass, but Wing gets his kick away. Fillingham positions himself superbly, steadies himself, takes it, drops it back over his shoulder for that man Callum Hughes. 2-try hero for Ince Bridge this afternoon. He works his way to the 20-metre line, gets up a bit gingerly from that one.
Took a bit of a knock on his right thigh by the looks of things, maybe a dead leg.
Real heavy contact. Valentine moves it to Morrison. That's a great run from Morrison, that.
Really churning up the metres there, wasn't he?
Yeah, carried 3 players on his back, 15 metres, and they'll go down the blind side. Big carry once more, back in field. Who's there in support but Casey Shaw? Doing well there. Up to the 40-metre line. Still 24 points to 6 in favour of Ince Bridge. This is Keegan Boyd. Solid surge from him. He'll stand and play it. Players in motion. It comes out to Bushell. Rushes with his kick. It bounces up awkwardly for Moss, but he does well with it.
Oh, good step.
Whoa. Takes high shot.
Oh, yes.
The referee blows a whistle. And Robbie Valentine is penalised. Davison prepares to return to the field, and we'll get another shot or another chance to call Lewis Martin, because I thought he was very good that first half. So we must have about 15 minutes remaining now, ASD, I think.
We've got 23 minutes gone in the second half.
Yeah, 17 minutes remaining there. Definitely early season still mixing in with these sides.
It's like a bit of cramp or kicking in there.
Kyle Malone is the guy who it's doing struggle with.
Yeah.
He's been very, very good today.
It's another one who's got 2 tries as well, isn't he?
There's another player who's down on the far side. I think whether he's just doing his doing his lace up.
Yeah.
I think he is, but the physio's going across to have a word anyway.
To see if he's done his laces up properly.
Mind you, I know, having been in the company of some medical staff, they look for if ever a player stops and goes down, they're always there. They're always like looking and scanning for that. So it's early season for them as well.
Yeah.
So, and you can't take the chance really. So I don't blame her for running it on. To be fair,
well, the bottom line is
you want safety, don't you?
Well, yeah, because a lot of these guys have got jobs to go back to, haven't they, on a Monday morning?
Yeah, we've also lost the ball again somewhere. Where's that gone? Where's the original ball? As I said, it's from this sort of position that Ince Bridge were doing a lot during the training session that I went and observed. So it's like, and it's all aimed at this sort of get your spacing right in defence and attack aggressively with your defence. You've got to do that, but you've also got to be quite disciplined when you do it as well. And for the main part, they've managed that. It's been picked up in the backfield by Robbie Valentine. Mistake came in from Dan Moss.
I think it was Mike Wynn, wasn't it, who's dropped the ball there.
So Ince Bridge in possession. Malone, back to Bushell.
Good movements.
Work to this right hand side. Pete Valentine out to Fillingham. Fillingham back over his shoulder. Big run coming in. Can he be denied? He's smuggling his way close to the line. He has been denied. Wide ball. The defence is good. Stopped him from getting over the line. Anyway, so Ince Bridge still in possession. Sorry if again this isn't the most accurate of commentaries, because you can only call what you can see. At times that isn't very much. Out to this right hand side, but all on is the decision. Another set of 6 tackles coming up the way of Ince Bridge. Big run coming in again from Kyle Malone, who's dummying and shrugging his way forward. 2 metres out from the line. Valentine working the ball back. Valentine again, whipping the ball out to Bushell. Bushell keeps it moving. Here's Shaw.
Oh, good tackling, good defence.
Did he go again for
half? Has he gone under? He has.
You might be able to see that better than I
can. I'm not sure it was Valentine because he went from dummy half. Been successful anyway, straight under the post. So takes them out to 28 points. Still trying to work out who active us has gone under.
It was right behind somebody, so I've got no chance. I can't tell you. We've got a changing kicker as well, though. So it's Pete Valentine who's going to be attempting the goal. It wasn't him that scored, was it? Was it Robbie?
Let me see when he stands up what it looks like. No, I don't think it was.
So the goal line has been tagged on, to be fair, by Peter Valentine. 30 points to 6 is the score here.
It is, yeah.
I would go off your initial reaction, Steve, because you said it was
dummy half, yeah.
down, and we'll just put that in anyway.
Dummy half went in for a try.
Don't just put that. put Robbie down, and I'll go and check it afterwards. 30 points to 6. It's looking increasingly like it's going to be Ince Bridge into the next round for a game against Featherstone Rovers. Wing gets us back underway. Deep restart. It's juggled by the centre Jamie Malone. Oh, that's a good carry.
Yeah.
He's managed to shrug off the injury that he had as Callum Hughes. Callum Rogers with some great yards. Peter Valentine now taking over the dummy half role just for a moment. Robbie dropping back into that position. There you go, now's your chance. Is this the lad? Is this the lad? Valentine feeds the ball in field, looking for Boyd. He carries the ball over the halfway line. Very direct play once more from Ince Bridge. Currently leading by 30 points to 6. Fillingham feeds the ball wide. Nice play from Samby. And further wide to Hughes, who's lost it. It was really, really good work that from Callum Rogers again with a little offload. And then working his way forward here is Dan Moss. Moss all tackled. Doesn't get the penalty that he's appealing for desperately. Nash is back out there. He takes a carry as well. Seemed to lose the ball, but again it was unnatural the way that he popped out. The referee, very consistent as he has been throughout, awarding the penalty.
I've got a feeling it might have been the number 7 Bushell, is it, for Ince Bridge. See who went over?
Scrum half.
Yeah, I think he might have darted in at dummy half because obviously there was bodies all about. As you say, you found out a little bit later anyway.
Big carry from Josh Wilson. He busts the line this time. Oh, but that's superb work from Peter Valentine. He's pinched the ball. 1-on-1.
Yeah.
This is Shaw. Big carry from him again. Slips the ball out as well. To Bushell.
Frequency they do this, Parker.
Bushell.
Yeah.
Looking back inside.
Definitely Bushell.
Will you mark that down on your sheet?
I think so. I'm going for Bushell. They might try bingo.
To Valentine, feeding the ball out to Peter Valentine. The two of them are really, really good when they play together, aren't they? Definitely make this Ince Bridge side tick. Farnworth, he's had his moments as well. Strong carry from Paul Farnworth. Valentine on the last tackle. Waits dummy half duties. Sends it to the left to Morrison. Morrison.
Oh, was looking for a soft hands there, wasn't he? Just didn't get the runner.
I'm not too sure whether he was, you know. I think there was a little dummy there for the big fella.
We got a man down here on the Ince Bridge side. But understandable because it is very, very cold here today, as well as being the wind has dropped a little bit, but it is still on the breezy side.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a damp one as well, hasn't it? You know, intermittent rain too.
Yeah. Got to say, this ground looking grey with these floodlights on. Yeah, it's absolutely superb.
So as we approach these final 10 minutes, Steve, who's been your standouts?
I must admit, on the Blackbrook side, I've liked, as I said, like Scott Davidson. I thought he's been absolutely workload-wise. He's been superb. Along with Joe Woods and Lewis Martin, who have come off the bench and have had a really good game. Over on the Ince Bridge side, obviously you can't look much farther than Malone, and obviously the winger Callum Hughes, both been really good. Valentine's brothers have been in the thick of everything. But yeah, it's again, it's another one of those where you look at the score, you think, does it look a bit one-sided? But it hasn't. It's been, Blackbrook have really showed the mettle.
There's a good kit to touch as well from Blackbrook, who won a penalty. Once more, They're charging near the halfway line through Lewis Martin. He'll play this to Paul Nash, who opens play out to Wynn. Wynn brings it across to this left-hand side of the field. Moss gets the ball out. They've carried on, moving this ball well. Inside it comes. Big collision there. And good track-back defence as well, to be fair. Moss turning it back on his inside there to the number 10, Luke Marsh. Nash releases it to Marsh. Marsh on the edge of the 20-metre line. He just tried to get hold of what he could there, to be honest. Casey Shaw to tackle. He'll come across as well, Casey Shaw. And they'll attack the space where he should have been, and Moss takes the tumble. Nash, dummies, comes to this left-hand side, slips the ball out, kick comes in from Langley, it's picked up by Tunstall. Tunstall will make the line. It's a good response from Blackbrook, no less than they deserve. Very, very, I was going to say, they just played to the whistle, didn't they? They played to the bounce of the ball. I don't think it was particularly structured, that, but it was definitely deserved, and Tunstall going in for the try.
Langley had claimed the assist, though.
Well, he kicked it forward, didn't he, to be fair?
But, not throwing the towel in, they've stuck it there to the not to the dying embers. Anyway, from last week it was me picking the man of the match. Parker, what do you think?
For me, I'm going to go Kyle Malone. I think that he's just been in most of everything, to be fair, from an Ince Bridge point of view. I think he's been outstanding in that back row, to be honest. It could be any one of those three players in particular who make up that back row. And again, I agree with your summary of the players that have stood out as well from a Blackbrook point of view. But yes, I think I'm going Kyle Malone, as that kit is tagged on as well for good measure by Keenan Parr. So you're having an experience here of filling in these scorers things. So this is what National Conference League secretaries have to do every single week. How do you feel about it? It's a bit challenging, isn't it?
If they want to do the commentary as well while they're doing
it's giving you a challenge. You know, I'm bringing on your skill set here, Steve.
I'd just be made up if I'm right with that bushel, I must admit. But yeah, we've got I've got 37 minutes played.
Oh, is that been knocked on? It has by Blackbrook. It bobbled, it bounced, it was so awkward for, I think it's Parr down that side, who's managed to nudge the ball on. That's another chance here for Ince Bridge to try and apply some more points. A couple of people drifting back towards the bar area. There's a lot more people have gone undercover again. They've got more sense than we have.
They have. I'm just looking round at that. There's quite a lot under there as well. Obviously the vantage point's a little bit better because it's slightly raised, so you get a little bit of a better view.
So Bushell to feed this scrum for Ince Bridge. It's an attacking scrum. It's formed about 25 metres out from the line. Ball comes out. Here's Peter Valentine, skips out of one challenge, can't escape the clutches of the second man who came across like a big spider and grabbed him. Good run forward there by Keegan Boyd. He's done some hard work off the bench as well, hasn't he?
He really has.
Ball comes to this right hand side. Morrison onto Samby. Good story about Samby. He'd actually packed him playing, hadn't played for about 4 years. And he's talked him back. He's back for 2025. As Rory Valentine kicked forward. Oh, it's nearly intercepted though by Wynn. Instead, it is play on by Boyd, and then Ince Bridge have a penalty for a tackle off the ball. I think there was a little bit of contact in the background there, I feel.
I think they were grabbing at fresh air and managed to get a high tackle as well, Parker.
So 30 points to 12 is the scoreline here in favour of Ince Bridge. You have this penalty and will go in the hunt of further points. Farmer throws his way forward. It's the wind. So that really ramps up once again. 10 metres away from the line. Ince Bridge have another penalty. Something's been said. A few players starting to move in. Quickly, Ince Bridge have gone in and said, get out of the way.
Is it the phrase called coming together?
Fan was just for a second, saw the red mist descend actually. I think that's why his players rushed in to grab him off.
See what's happening here.
Yeah, touch judge
just having a word.
Has gone into referee and given him a report.
Having a word with, is it Wood? What's that, Wood or Martin?
Martin it is that. And he's
sin bin it, so that's the end for him.
So that sin bin as well comes in the 78th minute. Can Ince Bridge take advantage? So often in recent years it's been Ince Bridge who have been reduced in number, hasn't it? So they've got the advantage now. Can they make it count? Shaw forces his way forward. It's a good carry from Casey Shaw. All wrapped up and actually pushed backwards, so it's a great defence as well. Do Ince Bridge fancy another? There's players in position to receive this. Morrison works it back to Valentine, and then Peter Valentine going for the line. Just about stopped short.
I think he's held up. Yeah, taking him back 10.
So the tackle count will resume. Ince Bridge still in possession. Peter Valentine will play to Robbie, and Robbie passes in field, looking for the running there of Callum Rogers. Rogers can't quite force his way through. 30 points to 12. They'll work it to this right hand side. Pete Valentine, and Peter Valentine has scored in that corner. The two brothers linking to perfection, and Peter Valentine scores in the right corner. Good work that.
Yeah, Peter Valentine.
And they have made that extra number count.
That is in injury time our Parkett.
So we're in the hands of the match official. Peter Valentine will continue with the conversion attempts. Did he kick the last one, didn't he?
Did,
Peter?
yeah.
So do like to share the kicking duties as well, the two brothers.
This will be interesting. Again, wind behind him. This will be very difficult. We were saying before in the first half when it was on the other side of the pitch where it was against the wind, it was difficult. But this is going to be equally. You've got to get the direction correct here. Could well be the last action of the game, I wouldn't be surprised. And he's missed it. And there we are.
And yes, that is it. And Ince Bridge are the team that goes forward into round 3 of the BetFred Challenge Cup. They win this game by 34 points to 12. Take us through the tale of the tape this second half, Steve.
Well, it started off with Hughes going over for a try to take it on the 50th minute, to take it to 20 points to 6. Then Malone, who we'd said had been having a really good first half, improved on that on the 58th minute to taking it to 24 points to 6. In between that, we think he may be Bushell who got in for the try, again taking up to 28 points, with Valentine adding the extras to 30 points. Then Tunstall came in on the Blackbrook side with a try converted by Parr to take it to 30 points to 12. And then Martin was sin-binned on the 78th minute, and to round things off, Pete Valentine went in on the right hand side, making 34 points to 12 to Ince Bridge Parkett.
Yeah, it's been a real good encounter between these two sides this afternoon. It's been a tricky afternoon for both sets of players with this wind, with this so it's a seasonal conditions. It is Ince Bridge that have advanced in the Challenge Cup. Steve, thank you ever so much for all your efforts this afternoon, sir.
Pleasure as always, Parky. A really good game, and the conditions didn't get us down too much.
We'll go and get some reaction, and we will catch you on Wednesday evening for our regular show. But do look out on our social medias. Get us followed here on Mixler if you've enjoyed, and we will sign off in the knowledge that it's Ince Bridge who have gone forward in the BetFred Challenge Cup. They've won this afternoon by 34 points to 12. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We know there's not too much of it left, but don't worry, it'll soon be next weekend again. Take care.
Every tackle, every try, every scrum. Green Cooling is proud to be part of the Community Rugby League family.